Hello, everybody. This is Frogman. Welcome back to Satisfactory. Last episode, we got the electromagnetic field generator thingies that I can't ever remember what they are. Field generator, field. Magnetic field generators. These built, and we're starting to produce them at an okay rate. We've already got 104 of them, and we'll be able to kind of just let those run as we need to go for a little while. So I'm kind of sitting over here in the corner of the base over here because the next thing that we need to be looking at building is turbo motors. We need turbo motors. We need to be able to make the miner Mark IIIs so that we can improve production on every area that we can possibly look at doing things. And to make a miner Mark III, we have to have, whoa, open. That's interesting. Miner Mark III. That's nice, thank you. Well, we'll hit the open button here, not that, open. Miner Mark III, thank you very much. This is the recipe that we're going to have to look at doing as far as miner Mark IIIs. This is not going to change, this is the way it's always going to be. We have, well, 3 out of the 4 products there in order to be able to make the thing, which is we do have the supercomputers, we do have the steel pipes, we can make the portable miners, but we do not have any of the turbo motors. Turbo motors are going to be, currently, we're going to build them with the default recipe. If I had time, I would go out and I would go hunt up one of the other 2 alternates that exist for the turbo motor. At least I think there's 2. Yeah, there's 2 exactly. One of them is slightly easier than what we currently have, and it will produce a reasonable amount. But again, all I really want right now is a few turbo motors. We just need a few turbo motors so we can do a few things. That means we're going to have to build that cooling unit. So if I click on this, let's just get the cooling unit up then. We have 2 things we're going to have to build today, which is cooling units or cooling systems. This thing, can you go away, please? Quit. I hate that functionality. Can we not do that, please? So, cooling system. Thank you. We should be able to utilize this recipe right here. Now, this recipe, due to the fact that what we have going on, is going to be reasonably easy to hook up on a portion of this base, aside from the fact that I'm going to have to run that nitrogen gas from one side of the base to the other. So I almost think I might just put another drone in and let it sit down over here, and we can have 2 drones flying back and forth between that nitrogen area to collect some of the nitrogen. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to run out of electricity. Jump. Find it. There we go. Up. I went ahead and took out the adaptive control unit, or whatever the heck that thing is. It was right here. The things that we don't need anymore, and we're going to look at building those cooling systems and whatever else we're going to need right down here, because I should be able to then just cooling system, pipe in some radio control units from over there, and build turbo motors either right here or right over there next to the radio control unit. Just depends on which one we feel like playing around with. So the first thing that we need to do, or at least I want to do, is I want to make a few of these things. Those cooling units are actually pretty good for being able to be put into the awesome sink. Let me get this up. Cooling system. Google works sometimes. Where is the button? They yield 12,000 points when you put them into the awesome sink. And I think we should actually be able to craft them at a decent rate. So if we look at this number here, we're going to need about 10 heat sinks per minute, 2 motors per minute, and 45 nitrogen gas to get us 3 of them per minute. Now I know that's not a whole heck of a lot, but I think right now, until we have to start worrying about building modular frames or anything else for that matter, once I do decide to turn this system around and actually start feeding those into this network, once we take these right here, these electromagnetic control rods, and feed them into this motor production facility, our motors will go from being like whatever it is now, well, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to like 60 a minute. I think it's almost double the number. Where is it? This number right here. So it's the same number as the other recipe, so it'll be double almost double the number. I mean, well, it's 5 versus 8. It's a nicer number. It'll make more with technically fewer parts. I mean, I know it's the electromagnetic control rods, and I'm going to have to do a little bit of playing around with that. I think we're going to eventually go ahead, like I said, and move the high-speed connectors into this instead of using the AI limiters, because then we would end up with even more of those. And high-speed connectors right now, there's going to be some changes we're going to do, especially with the supercomputer. Supercomputer, I will probably do the next tier of recipe up fairly soon. But I think for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to try to figure out how many of these we can actually build without blowing up the network. So let's see. I think we're going to try to see how ugly you're going to be if I put you right there. So we want the output to come this direction. I want the inputs to go in. I'm going to have to get some power because I'm flying and I don't want to fall down. Where are you? There you go. Sometimes you got to remember just to do that, and that way it's easier to do a little bit of fun stuff. So we're already making, or we need to figure out how many heat sinks we're making over here, which I forget exactly. I know we're using the default recipe for it, which may or may not be the greatest thing in the whole wide world. So 14, 15 of them per minute. Is that what we're making? We may have to up that a little bit then. Oh. So we may only be able to run one of these for a little while. How many of these do we need? Again, I just need turbo motors. I don't need anything fancy. We're going to expand on this stuff. We're going to make this stuff bigger eventually. How many do we need per minute? I think we can do that without burning all the stuff up that we currently have. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to move this down then. Think probably right about here. No, not that. We need the blender. Is that a good spot? Because basically all I'm going to do is just I'm just going to put a thing onto that and flip it right into here. So you're going to need alternate cooling devices. We need heat sinks, motors, and nitrogen gas. So the motors, this is going to be really quick. Like I said, we're going to do all of this stuff and hopefully be producing a small, I mean very small amount of turbo motors at the end of this. So did I manage to get that lined up? No. Well then let's do it this way. Let's grab one of these and then we'll just bring it up and over to there, and then we can grab this to that. You're going to be on that line. All right. Let's do this to there. And then those can go like that. Then we can try placing this down to make it look kind of somewhat decent. I think we'll go with something about like that. That'll be the first part. So we do the alternate cooling recipes. That's fine. Can we get some power down here, please? Thank you. Hook that up. We got a lot of work to do. Those are going to load up, buffer up, and do what they need to do there. Next step is to pull some motors. And I want to pull the motors from that side. And we're going to leave a little bit of space over here because I think we should actually be able to put the turbo motors like either right down here or right over there. So let me see here. Where are you gonna go? To there, and then the motors are sitting right there as we can see. So all I should have to do is a little bit of this. And I know I'm using the complete wrong belt for this, but whatever. I got a lot of steel on me. Use it up. Go ahead and just make that run as fast as it can. Because this is going to change fairly soon. Matter of fact, I may do it even this episode, is to just split that off and send it right straight through the top of that so we're not using the those anymore. Although that would cause a problem over here, but that doesn't really matter at this point. We'll figure it out. So we'll let those build up and pile it in. Cool. All right. So now I need to go haul. Seriously, I'm contemplating just sticking a drone port right here. I think that works. I don't know. Can I make one? No, I need a few of those, which are right here, actually. We're gonna have to bring these over there as well, so give me some of those, please. What does this take? You need another one of those miners. Can this work? Oh, we have to get the batteries over here. Never mind. I'm not running batteries that far. I'll just run pipe. Okay, I'll go get to running some pipe, and then I will see you all in a little bit. I think actually we can run the pipe on the bottom of this, can't we? Right? Maybe? Let me see. I think we can do that. Where's my stuff? I think these attach to the ceiling? No. That one does. Okay, so that won't be so bad. I'll just have to, you know, make it look somewhat decent. That's a long way. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so we should have a pipe slowly filling full of nitrogen going all the way across the base. I'm a little concerned that I may have to pump it downwards because it's a gas, and you know, gases float up, so we're gonna see what it does. We'll give it a minute. It's got a long way to go. I mean, it's got to go from all the way over to the other side of the base to here, but I mean, I guess we could have just piped the batteries over here. They were about as far. Am I gonna have to do something with you? I may have to pump it down. That'd be hilarious. Let's just go throw a pump on this for good measure. If we can fit one, anyway. Does not look like it. I can get one right there. Let's see if we can get a pump in that spot right there. And then rotate it so it's not clipping terribly. And then where is our power line? That was even worse. Whatever. I know we got a long way to go. Oh, the frames are so bad over here. Well, that looks like it's puffing up. It doesn't have to go very far down to do the work. We just have to do a little bit of work. I see parts being made. All right. Huh, I didn't figure we would have to pump it down, but I guess it's a gas. It doesn't float. Well, it floats upwards, but it doesn't float downwards. So, all right, next step. We've got that built. The next thing we need to build is we need to get to work on making some turbo motors. So, let's see. Turbo motors, I might just make them up here, since we already kind of have a bus with a thing. And I think I need the computer sitting here anyway, right? So let's put you down. We're gonna do the regular bog standard recipe. So we need motors, rubber, control units, which are down the street and down the street over there, and these things. So let's see, I should just be able to, well, where's the motors? The motors are right here. So I will just, well, I think we're just going to cheat that right off the bat. Not really cheat it, but we'll just, where is a splitter? And we'll put you on first, right there. I think that's going to go like that. I forget. Yeah, there it is, just like that. And then that can go into there. Hope that's kind of somewhat straight. Just go ahead and have it start buffering. So those will be some motors. The rubber. Actually, we have rubber right here, if I recall, right? Yeah, we've got rubber right there. And I don't want to throw it over the top of it again. Can I put a splitter like right there, maybe? Give me a splitter. We're going to end up making a big old factory for turbo motors probably in the future. So I'm not too concerned about it. Right now, I just want to be able to make parts. Wow. Well, I guess we're crooked, so we'll just keep it crooked. We should be able to do something like that. And then I'll sneak that in around the corner, like that. Then we can pipe those up. Where are you, sir? Yeah, I'm gonna run out of power. Quit. Is that nice and straight? Kinda. Well, let's do this instead. We're gonna put one of these right here to filter into, I think that's where it's gonna go, about right there. Yeah. I love it how you can be just off. It's right there. All right, so we can hook you up. One, two. Nope, I already see it's out of whack. One, two. You go into there, and then we need to get the radio control units over here, and we will have turbo motors. Finally. Not that that's a big, really big, scary deal, but we'll have some turbo motors to play with to be able to do some building. I'm really looking forward to having those miners. Those miners are going to make our lives so much more fun. So I got to get radio control units through all of that mess. I'll be back. By far, probably one of my worst belting jobs yet, but we're gonna get it eventually. One, two, go. Here they all come. Finally gonna put that thing to use over there. So that should be a bunch of radio control units with a bunch of motors and a bunch of cooling systems that are slowly gonna accumulate over time so that we can make for us a little bit of some tastiness that are going to be turbo motors. And like I said, turbo motors we're going to need for quite a few things, even so much as when we do get to that point where we're going to make that rocket thingy, we're going to have to make a lot more of them. So these are 2 per each, and it's going to take 1 point whatever the heck it is to do this. Interesting thing about this one is it's 2 by 2 by 2, but it's all basically 1, so it'll be like 2,500 of those modular engines, 1,000 turbo motors, cooling, what is it, 3,000 cooling systems, and a bunch of other little things. Plus we're fixing to have an autosave, but we're making turbo motors. Hello, autosave. All right, autosave done, turbo motors in place. This is going to be, like I said, this is just going to be for our personal use. Again, I think we will probably try to be making a turbo motor factory that will be able to produce around 10 or so of these a piece a minute. I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet. We're going to start building a monster. Basically what's going to happen here fairly soon is we're going to start building other factories outside in the world to be able to try to increase production, because it's going to take a really long time to do that rocket, and it's going to take even longer to do that nuclear pasta. We're going to have to ramp up production way higher than what we have in here right now in order to be able to make those at a reasonable pace. So for now, we can at least make miner Mark IIIs once these are done. Hello, my friend. Yeah, we got 3 of them. Cool. All right, guys, I will see you all in the next episode, and hopefully we'll be starting to build a nice big factory somewhere. I haven't made up my mind which one it's going to be, but we'll find out when that happens. See you then. Bye.